Blood donation for me is very important, mainly because of my daughter. We really wanted to have just the happiest, healthiest little girl into our family. So we were so excited when we found out that, Ainsley was going to be with us. We were going through the birth and delivery and expecting everything to be, A-okay and all stars and rainbows and sunshines, and it turned out not to be. Her temperature was really low, and they couldn't quite figure out what was going on. And one of the nurses that was standing right there was like, hey, let's get a blood panel on this baby right away, which is not something that they normally do.
She was born around 7 p.m. and I think it was about 7 a.m. the next morning when our pediatrician came in.
The pediatrician comes in and says, well, we've got these results back from this blood panel and it can't be right. So we're going to do another one. And they do the second blood panel and it came back the same.
She was born with half of her blood volume. She was missing half of her blood.
And they didn't really know why or what was going on. So, they started acting upon that.
Whenever they told us exactly how low her hemoglobin was, we made an immediate transfer to the NICU.
And I remember that walk to the NICU being probably the longest walk in my life. It just seemed like it was, 10 miles.
It was cold and dark and lonely and uncertain, and everything was going through my head. We had no idea why she lost blood. Was something wrong with her? Was it going to be long-term?
I just remember being scared, very, very scared that we might lose this wonderful little girl that we've been waiting so long for.
Your mind goes into the best places, like this is fine, she's gonna recover from this, and then your mind also goes to the worst places.
She ended up having 2 blood transfusions. If the few people hadn't have donated the blood, I'm not sure that we would have our little girl here today.
Ainsley was diagnosed with fetal maternal hemorrhage, which means when she was in utero, she was slowly losing blood, and she was losing it to me. She was listless is the only way I know how to describe it. She wasn't crying. She was just sleeping and eating when we woke her up.
They did the blood transfusion. She started to have some life come back into her, and the color started to come back into her skin, and Melissa and I were actually having a conversation about that as it's happening.
I am a nurse. I've seen countless blood transfusions, and I've seen what impact blood can have on a patient and almost immediate results. It really is amazing.
I remember seeing, her start to kind of perk up a little bit and be active.
I can tell you I've never been so happy to hear a baby start to cry as I did Ainsley after that first week.
To the people that have donated the blood that helped saved her life, in my mind and in my heart, such as probably many parents out there, you've been a part of probably changing this world for the better. I believe that this little girl is going to grow up and do great things with her life. And the people that have donated the blood that saved her life is going to be a major part of that.
You're responsible for all of her first. You're responsible for her first words, her first steps, her first everything, and none of it's possible without you.
After we went through what we went through with Ainsley, I feel that it's really important that we, as a family, become regular blood donors in somewhat of appreciation to the people that helped save Ainsley's life.
Thank you for giving her life. Thank you for changing our life. She's the world to us. And thank you. Please keep donating. We really appreciate everything that you've done.
Ainsley, can you say thank you?
Thank you. Thank you.